Welcome in once again, guys. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys already know. Here we have Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous, the brand new art, the alternate art from Quarter Century Stampede, the QCSR. Everyone forgot about this set. Everyone forgot about Stampede. You guys know through the weekend, I like to revisit many times, sets from the past, just to hone in. Again, branded fusion to 2 changes everything. Now a lot of branded players are going to be hyped. This card just came out. It didn't get like a platinum secret or a more readily available card. So I believe people are going to come in and they're going to push this card up to triple digits. That's just my humble belief. I think people are going to come in. They're going to push this card's price up towards triple digits, guys. Just off the branded hype, just off the fact that people are using this with Draco Tail. People use this with branded. People can use it in Draco Tail branded. Again, you can mix the 2 decks together, and this is the alternate art, the max rarity version, and the card is beautiful. I expect this card to hit triple digits. A lot of people have been sleeping on this card. We were always proponent of picking this card up around the high 50s to low 60s. It was there for a good while, and then it's just at an all-time high, pushing 90s here for, again, Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous here, with shipping is essentially a $90 card. There's a couple one-offs, and then the playset is at $100, literally at triple digits. At the bottom of the page is 115s. We always said when the card was in the 50s, even in the low 60s, this card has always had the potential to become a triple digit card. It just has. So again, guys, this card, little by little, 15 listings, is getting more scarce. People have forgotten about this. You need to understand, essentially in a week's time, we got Megaton reprints and we got a ban list. These are major game-changing fundamental events that cause people, the markets, everything to go wild, and also cause people to forget about the past. Forget about cards that came out and can be impacted by such fundamental events, especially the ban list when it comes to this card. So people, imagine that. Branded fusion to 2, branded players building their decks, people switching over to branded, people getting ready for the new, support or the new structure deck coming out. And they're like, yo, I want this card. You're going to come in, that buy pressure comes in. Yes, it is expensive, pushing triple digits, but at the same time, it's a QCSR. It came in Stampede, Rarity Collection 4. Everyone forgot about it. When they forget, we remember. Don't forget about this card, guys. Then we have Called by the Grave. This card has just been making new low after new low after new low. Unfortunately, the ban list didn't put this to 2. I really would have liked that because just so many hand traps out there, but it is what it is. Right now the card is around $55. That's where it's made its new low, crashing in the last 3 months from 75s down to 55s, down $20 a pop for your one of alternate art. So again, no better time to pick this card up. Volume has been coming in little by little, and you can start to see a tad bit of curvature, guys. These are the subtle signs that no one pays attention to. The subtle signs right here. Card is 55s, is trying to make a little of an uptrend here, move towards the upside. So yeah, man, card right now is 55, 56. That's just a one of. The card then pretty quickly goes to 60s, where you see the RO6. So hey, no better time to pick up this card than now, in my humble opinion. It's just gonna get more and more scarce. We don't know if this specific art is getting a reprint, and if it does so, we don't know when. So right now at a 60 piece, the card, just keep this in mind. 20 listings, you have one at 56, then you have a couple here at around 60s, essentially 3 play sets at around this level. But after that, after a couple one-offs after that, the card hits $80. $80, guys. Wow. So don't sleep on the card. It's already done, retracing back down to the mean. You want to come in, you want to get it now, quietly, when everyone's focusing on the tins and the balance and this and that. You come in, you get your one-off. That you want to bling out your deck, you're Called by the Grave with the alternate art. Not a bad pickup from Stampede right now, as people are not paying attention to this card that literally is in the 50s, and you can wake up a couple days later and it could be in the 80s, guys. Insane. Do not sleep on this card. Then we have Dragon Master Magia. I wanted to highlight this card again because it's officially a $40 card now. The card was hovering around the $38 mark, up to whopping $2 here. But yeah, that's how it starts, man. Little by little, big picture on the yearly, you can literally see the curvature. And yes, every time we talk about this card, that, yes, it has the PCR, the PUR, and it can get a Starlight rare. It didn't get it in the tins, though. It didn't get it in the tins. What that means is that the tins is where the Starlights can be cheap and can really hamper this card's price. But now whenever we get our Starlight rare, like even if it's in Rarity Collection 5, if it gets announced, then it'll be more scarce than a tin version would have. You feel me? So now people are realizing that people that always wanted this card, they thought the tins might reprint this as a Starlight. You know, they realized it didn't come in there, which honestly, it would have been a great place to get the Starlight, my humble opinion, but that's neither here nor there. So if you want your Magia, I mean, just get at least your one of if you want the card. No need to wait around anymore. Sure, I do still think it'll get its Starlight rare reprint eventually. That hasn't changed. But there's a major difference as to if it gets it in the tins where Starlights are more readily available compared to behind a Rarity Collection paywall, potentially with the Rarity Collection 5 or just down the line. So definitely one to keep in mind. Guys, first link in the description down below if you want to buy or purchase any of these cards that we will be talking about today. No better way to do it than in the link in the description down below. You can fast track these cards all at your convenience. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. Make sure you like the video on the way in. I would gladly be appreciated. And here we have, again, the booster boxes. Yeah, they're kind of high up there, you know, with all the Starlight reprinting going on. I wouldn't really be touching this sealed. This should still age well, guys. There's a lot of cards that, like we always say, not all quarter centuries will receive Starlight rare reprints. That's a fact. And if they do, which they won't, all of them, like every single one, they won't. But if most of them would, it'll take years regardless. So there's always value and still value, especially long-term in quarter century secret rares with the stamp and all that good stuff. So the seal should age well, but right now I'd be purchasing other things other than this here. But Rarity collections are always good to get sealed because one thing I love about Rarity collections is the fact that everything is holographic. Everything feels like value or potential value. So yeah, boxes are 120s. They were recently about 110s, and before that they were 130. So just stabilizing here. You know, they're gonna keep getting harder and harder to get. So very interesting to see right there. Then we have Mulcharmy Fuwalos. Again, a lot of people forgot, you know, in a sense that this card came in the Rarity collection. And right now, essentially, all Fuwaloses are the same price. They're around 17, 18 bucks across the board. So me, I would be picking up the Prismatic Secret Rares instead. They're around the same price. They're a PSR, making it, you know, they came in the tin, so pull rate wise, they're just more scarce. I would be getting that version over this one. But yeah, this card was fishing 20s, had a flash crash of 15, 16s, and right now it's 17 bones with shipping. But pretty soon it goes back up to 18s on page 2. There's only a playset and a couple here and there before it's that price. These are all be above 20s in the short term. 42 listings for the cheapest one, the ultra rare. They're all going to be above 20s. It's just that meta demand, especially now post banless. Like post banless, man, people need their staples now. Like we said yesterday, people know what they want to play. Or like 2 days ago, we said the balance is going to be so key because people are waiting to see what they can or cannot play. Now people know, oh, I'm gonna play Brandon now because Brandon Fusion came to 2. Oh, I'm moving away from VSK now because now Raising is to 1 and Stake Your Soul is to 1. So now people have more information. Now they're gonna be like, okay, let me get my staples. Let me build the deck that I want. And smart people wait. Patience wins this game. Again, I'd be picking up the Prismatic Secret from the tins. But if you want the technical cheapest one, Ultra Rare is the way from Stampede. All Fuwaloses, including all these luxury rares from this set as well. They're all going to retain good value until the card gets, because it just got reprinted, but it doesn't feel like it. You know, imagine across the board, all copies are 20s, and then we get a reprint that is 18 bucks. It's like, okay, price-wise is irrelevant. Rarity-wise, maybe is relevant. You know, you have the people out there, oh, PSR is my favorite rarity. They're going to be happy, you know, because it's around the same price. They can sell the ones they have and pick up the rarity they want, but that's tiny percent of the population. Most people wanted it to be cheap, wanted it to be single digits, and unfortunately that won't be the case until we get a more mass reprint of this card. Who knows where, because it already got its Rarity collection treatment. So I know it still needs a Starlight somewhere, so we'll see what happens with this best-selling card from Stampede. We have Effect Vealer. Literally, we were talking about this card not too long ago. This card just the other day was in the mid-40s. Literally, we were talking about it on here. It was in the mid-40s down here. Literally, we caught the low. You can't make this stuff up. You wake up one day and the card that says 54s, you have two here at 61s. After that is going towards 70s, man. And then towards 80s at the bottom of the page, 14 listings only. We literally said this would happen. Crazy. My bad, it wasn't me. Who was it, man? Where is it right here? It was the crystal ball. That's my fault, man. The game is just too easy, man. It's too easy. It's an alternate art. People are going to want this from Stampede. It's getting more and more scarce. People are playing triple Veilers in most decks. And it's just a staple hand trap right now. And when this card cycles in, it cycles in hard. Yes, you have the OG QCSRs, you have the OG Starlights, but this is unique. This is the alternate art from Stampede, getting harder and harder to get. It has that QCSR stamp, and we always saw this coming, man. We saw this rebound coming literally off the lows. We said it was just too cheap, and that if you were purchasing this card at under 50s, you would look like a superhero. And just a couple weeks later, essentially here we are. We have a playset here in the low to mid 60s. After that, card is essentially 70s and beyond, quickly goes to above 80s at the bottom of the page, and listings are low. The game is just too easy, bro. It's too easy. We have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Defeat Ash version alternate art right here. It's 66 bones. Again, the card was in the low 60s not too long ago, and now it's 66s. You have a couple 1-ofs here and 2-ofs, and then the card hits 70s towards page 2, 47 listings. So it's like, yeah, I mean, right nowadays, people are waiting, again, for Starlight rare reprints, unless they really want specific feed Ash, I guess. Like, who would want that, right? I mean, hey, to each their own. But then I expect the Starlight rare reprint of Ash somewhere, somehow, probably in Rarity Collection 5. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, this card is trying to curve back down to the lows. We'll see if it happens. But right now it's in the mid 60s. Nah, 50s, man. This should be a $50 card, right, boys? What do you guys think? The Platinum Secret Rare is still holding, 750 strong. Card was $6, and then it spiked up to 8s. And right now you have a couple 1-ofs all the way to 10 bones and beyond, guys. So 27 listings. This card is just more scarce than people give it credit for. And some people are going to want the next best thing from Stampede. It is still Ash. It's still a staple. Yes, you have the Rarity. I think it was one OG Prince and now a Rarity treatment in Stampede. But Ash is such a staple that it might get another Rarity treatment in Rarity Collection 5. The Feed Ash, but as a Starlight, or OG Ash as a Starlight, or maybe both. We'll see what Konami decides to do with this card, but pretty quickly it goes to double digits. These cards are making moves and no one is really noticing those plays. So we have Diabellstar, the Black Witch. Again, alternate art. Card has kept making low after low after low. The card was low 60s, went up to mid 60s, and now it is at all-time lows in price, guys. It's crazy to think that this card was $125 at one point, and now it's 58s, man. Trying to go down into the mid 50s. And yeah, wow, crazy. Beautiful card, beautiful artwork. It's just not seeing meta play. It's not meta relevant. So I mean, the supply pressure is there, people competing just to sell this card to be able to, you know, profit from their boxes or things of that nature. But yeah, man, now this one can age well. If Diabellstar ever makes a comeback into the meta, this card can age very, very well, and it can very well one day be triple digits. It can. I'm not saying it's likely, especially not right now, but the potential is there of one day that happening, just on the fact of that the card will continue to get more scarce. And it was $125 at one point. Insane. You always wanted the card, at least currently at all-time lows. Supply is nothing too crazy, but yeah, if you want this card, you're getting it at all-time lows. Do as you must. The QCSR alternate art Diabellstar, the Black Witch. We have Trap Dustshoot, man. This card, Platinum Secret Rare, is just new high after new high after new high. 28 listings. You have a brand new R09 at 1047, giving people deals and steals compared to the current average price at around 12s if you really need the card. So again, the card continues to be uptrending. The volume continues to come in. Boomers are not playing around. They need their dust shoots. And yeah, man, this card right here, you have that R09, but after that, it's going to pretty soon be 13s, then 14 to 15s into page 2. So it's crazy that before this card got reprinted, it was money. All copies were double digits, including commons, and now this card is going right back up to those prices, man. So I don't know, man. These last couple of years, it feels like Konami's not reprinting enough of these cards in these reprint sets. Literally. Like, you see it in the tins, you see it here with certain cards. Like, Like if a card gets reprinted, we get it. Not necessarily every card needs to reprinted to the ground, be reprinted to the ground, like having 1,000, you know, like Walls of China of 1,000 copies for this and being like super cheap. Not necessarily, but also not that scarce that the card's price is the same as before the reprint, and in some cases even more. Higher up in price than when the reprint, before the reprint came. It just makes no sense. Like the point of the reprint is not just to get a brand new rarity, or in this case, like, oh, we have a holographic version now. You know, no, it's not just that. It's affordability, it's accessibility, you know, to certain cards like these, especially boomer cards, man. It's unfortunate that it's not cheaper, but it is what it is. And honestly, at this rate, I think it can become a $14 to $15 card in the short term. Just one to keep in mind. We have Nibiru, the Primal Being, alternate art. Again, this card has been so volatile. It's crazy, man. Like it's been 58s, then 75s, crash right back down to 50s, spike up to 66s, and right back down into the 50s here. But just one of. But again, this card also, just like Effect Veiler, 19 listings. You have a couple one-ofs. Then, you know, 7 wall there at 65s. And then eventually it's a $70 card in page 2. So yeah, I mean, if you want this card, we've seen it had multiple waves of upside moves, strong moves towards the upside here. So just one that I want you guys to keep in mind that people forget about. These alternate arts are unique. Yes, I mean, who knows if and when they get reprinted again, we'll see, but definitely one to keep on your radar. Now, Aluber, the Gesture of Despia alternate art. Again, we just got branded fusion to 2 on the ban list. Came back to 2 right here, right now. The card recently was 30s, went up to 36s, and crashing back down to the scene of the crime. So if we clean this up Janny Tour style, no better time to pick up this card than now. I mean, obviously when it was 20s and we were telling you guys to pick it up, but after this retracement back down to the mean, you want to take advantage of this, man. Currently you have a couple one-ofs here below 30s, but the card quickly reclaims the $30 mark. Again, 33 listings. You don't want to find yourself paying over $100 for a playset of this card. The artwork looks insane. The artwork is beautiful, in my humble opinion, and I see this card being 40 to 50s in the mid to long term, just as, you know, people start getting hyped around branded. I mean, this is Aluber, man. Look at that. Add 1 branded spell or trap. You play this at 3s, man. It's Aluber right here. Beautiful, great alternate art. Imagine if you're playing, like if I would be playing branded, there's no other version that I would be playing than this one because of the artwork. Yeah, it's not my favorite rarity, but I'd get like a Euro version or something, and then it probably looks sick, man. Insane. You don't want to sleep on it. You want to make sure that you get exposure right now at these current prices. Don't let this be a 40 piece on you. Don't let this be a 50 piece on you. You definitely want exposure right now. Don't sleep on the card. Then we have Sage with Eyes of Blue, still making all-time lows after all-time lows, guys. This card just literally at an angle. Wow. This card just hey, art class with J, men alive, women alive, the charge don't lie. And right now we have this clean, clear angle right here, guys. If we come over here, look at that, just clean angle towards the downside here. So there's no signs of life, no signs of life. You know, it's just making new low after new low after new low, as you can see here. So what we would be looking for is some type of like enter some curvature here, consolidation. Hey, why did it become a straight line? Yeah, that's what we would be looking for right there. Yes, before eventually doing this down the line. Sure, could it get the Starlight Rare in the future? Of course, anything is possible, but right now, I mean, you're getting just the occasional one-ofs here in the mid-20s. These seem like deals because right away it does reclaim the $30 mark again. So yeah, where the lows are currently at. And yeah, but it's been selling at 25, so 45 listings. If you wanted this card, not bad to take advantage of those flash deals before it reclaims the $30 mark. It is a Blue Eyes card. It's its quarter-century secret rare, and at some point, this card could rebound at any moment. Just one to keep on your radar. Then we have Doppel Warrior. Again, this card, QCSR, continues in its uptrend. It's 2.5-month uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. Card was in the 2s, now it's in the 3s, and 24 listings only. After a couple one-ofs, it literally becomes a $5 card. And then towards double digits at the bottom of the page, you do have a 20 wallet China at 677s though. But again, synchro hype. We've been proponents of picking up this card here on the channel when no one has been looking at this card. Still, I mean, the one-ofs there still affordable at 3, 4s, but Pretty soon, it could be above 5 bones when, you know, we were talking about this card in the 2s forever ago, you know, and yeah, I mean, this is expected, man. Just, it's a great card using synchro decks, and even if it's using with the new support or not, there's gonna always be people that, you know, speculation, oh, I want access to it just in case I want to build X version, Y version, Z version. So again, this QCSR max rarity, if I'm not mistaken, pretty soon is going to be above 5. Just one that I wanted to highlight for you guys to just keep on your radar. We have destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. This QCSR, no one's paying attention to it right now. If you're 20 minutes into this video, you deserve this, in the sense, you know, with all the ban list hype and speculation heading into the weekend, you deserve this information because, again, remember, there's a deck coming out that works with face down monsters. Keep it in mind, please. They work with flip monsters, face down monsters. You want to keep this trap card in mind because most likely it'll be played with the deck. Right now, this card is at all-time lows, literally at all-time lows. No one's paying attention to it. And honestly, after a couple one-ups, it goes to double digits, guys. So let's see. This might not even be here anymore. Let's see. Yeah, so you do have a couple here at single digits. Excuse me, guys. So if you can pick this card up, you do so. You do it now because pretty quickly it's going into the double digit range, and you can see only one-ups here. So if you want multiples, you're going to have to pay a premium. 33 listings. I love highlighting cards for you guys that no one's paying attention to, especially throughout this weekend with all the craziness in the tins being a week out and the ban list coming, and then Doom of Dimensions coming out pretty soon, and just there's a lot of things going on in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So no one's thinking about no scrubby face down deck right now, but we highlight the card here. It got the full rarity treatment in Stampede, so you have a multitude of options, but the max rarity version at single digits right now, not a bad deal before the card is eventually down the line anywhere from 15 to 20s. Don't sleep on it. Then we have Memento Talan Ang Witch and Memento Talan Bone Party, both quarter century secret rares. You know, for Bone Party spiking up, the card was 3s, 4s, recently 5s, 6s, and now spiking up. Guys, it's an $8 to $9 card, 10s right there. Why? Because again, the 10s reprinted most of the pieces that people needed to play this deck. And remember, this card was super scarce. It was hard to get before the reprint. It was always money, always above 20 bucks essentially. And now you have the max rarity version at 7 bones, you know, 8 bones, only one-ups, guys. And then it quickly goes to 15. So we're in the midst of a buyout for this card, guys. Literally just V-shape recovering from 380s to pretty soon a $15 card. Wild, insane Memento moves. Why? Because a lot of Memento players out there, they were, you know, the cards were expensive. Now it's more readily available. So people are coming in. Plus the world's hype with Memento, Master Duel, things of that nature. People coming in, and this card is going to be money in the short term. Same as Angwitch. You always call it Sandwich. Memento Talon Sandwich right here. Same deal. The card was sub $5, spiking up to 7s, but really it's a $10 card, guys. Pretty soon these cards could be 15 to 20s in a heartbeat. No one would be surprised. Everyone would be like, yeah, man, it's Memento. Yeah, I mean, the previous versions were money already. So literally this card already up 2x from the lows, and it could 2x from these current prices again and become a 20-piece McNuggies from Mickey D's at the bottom of the page. So you don't want to sleep on this card. You don't want to sleep on it. 12 listings only for Sandwich, and we have 14 listings only for a Bone Party. People are coming in for these cards from Stampede. No one's paying attention to this. That's why I'm highlighting this through the weekend, highlighting these cards. If you want to get exposure, if you want to invest into these cards, or if you just always wanted to play Memento, it's getting more and more expensive. Now, of course, these cards, they have the full rarity treatment, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, you have options. We're just talking about the max rarity version. But yes, you have Platinum Secrets, you have PCRs. They're beautiful, clean secrets. So in this case, just pick your choosing. Pick whatever you want to play. And look, the OG CRs are 9 to 10s. Yeah, I'd just get PCRs at Shackles. That's just me. But some people prefer the OG. Same for Bone Party. It got the full rarity treatment. So if you're looking for the card in general, not bad at all. Look, those PCRs look clean, man. Again, you have PURs, Platinum Secret Rares at Shackles. Don't sleep on the card. As on these Memento cards, that's all I'm gonna say. We have Miscellaneousaurus, guys. We just had the ban list yesterday, and it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate that you know, that this card didn't come off the list, man. Honestly, looking back, I think this coming back to 2 alongside with Zoo cards and True Draco cards, it would have been perfect because it was from the same era. It was the era where Dinos, True Dracos, and Zodiacs were all around the same time of year, essentially. It would have been nice. Just a 2. Maybe not to 3 in this ban list, but at least a 2. It would have been nice. I feel bad for Dino players. Very, very unfortunate. Card was 765s, quickly going to double digits. But now, 28 listings. I'd actually be selling this card because we won't get a ban list at least into the next 3, 4, 6 months. You know what I mean? So, you know, this ban list lasts like half a year. We don't know the next one. So I'd be selling this card, even though it's kind of cheap already. And that doesn't mean it can't go up because just Dino players needing it is becoming more scarce, even as a one-of. But all in all, you know, it's not like it's coming off the list as we saw in this current latest list. So that's unfortunate for my Dino players, man. We have Ghost Mourner, Moonlit Chill. This QCSR is under $6. I mean, damn, this card 3 months ago was 12s and now it's down 50%. 62 listings here. You have a couple one-ofs, and the card does quickly go back up to 9s and eventually double digits on page 2. So, you know, if you want a Moonlit Chill, the card is not seeing play right now, but it is a hand trap. It is a Ghost Girl card, and honestly, for $5-6, like, it ain't bad. It ain't bad for this QCSR. Yes, these Ghost Girls, all of them will probably get Starlights at one point. Some of them already have, others don't, but at least for now, 6 bones for a card that was 12s, you know, 3 months ago. And if you go 6 months ago, the card was $16, man, at the previous high. So now on the yearly, it's been just going down ever since it came out. That is insane. Just falling knife mode on the yearly chart, really 6-month chart. Here 6 months just going down in price, but hey, it hasn't been lower than now, and it gets to a point where it's just too low, and you all have all these one-ofs. It's not as readily available as you would think. So keep it in mind, guys. Link in the description down below. Come over here to our Discord and our X. $15 off over there on Whatnot. You do not want to miss out on those deals and steals over there. You go use your $15 credit. And none of this content is official financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. So make sure you subscribe, you ring that bell, you like the video on the way in. Would gladly appreciate that. We have White Dragon Wyver Burster, and then we have Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. These two cards, they work in tandem since formats, I think since like Hat format, if I'm not mistaken, all the way into Modern, into certain Dragon Link builds. So again, we're getting Burst Protocol. Okay, we're starting to see cards that are coming in that set. So don't sleep on these mini dragons, these little dragons. They're just very, very good. You know, the Wyver Buster here, the light one was $7-8, spiking up to 9s, and here we are after a couple one-ofs. The walls are at $12, 21 listings only with the strong curvature move off the lows. And then you have Black Collapse Serpent right here. Same deal. If we clean this up, Janny Tour style, we can see here 41 listings, couple one-ofs here. Then the card hits $8, and eventually you do have Walls of China for this one, but eventually this one could be a double-digit card as well. Don't sleep on Burst Protocol. Early next year, people might be scrambling to pick these up because, again, Dragon Link may be making a comeback. You know, people needing this, guys. Telling you, yes, it has the Platinum Secret Rares and the OG OTS Supers or Astro Pack Supers, I think. But quarter century at single digi still. If you want this card, if you need this card, if you're thinking about playing a deck that comes out in Burst Protocol, a lot of Dragon support, Boros support, things of that nature, do not sleep on these mini dragons. Hide and Dark, they go in tandem. Right now they're both single digits, but might not last too long. Don't sleep on those. We have Fire King High Avatar Garunix QCSR. Again, this card was $7. You come in here is 9 bones after a couple one-ofs. Literally claims a double digit mark towards 12s at the bottom of the page. 14 listings only, and the same deal. We talked in the 10 market watch that we did yesterday. We talked about Ponix, and again, having those cheap Starlights, people come back, they're like, I want to build Fire King now, but I want the high rarity. They come in, they're gonna want this card with the other ultra rare got reprinted. Where is it? It should be down here, but the ultra rare Garunix as well, I think. Like the Fire King, man, I'm bad with names, man. Let me just type it up. This one, Fire King Courtier, yeah, right here, yeah, Courtier Okanix. So Okanix got reprinted as an ultra. Ponix got a Starlight, you know. So again, people might be considering picking up from Stampede the other Fire King pieces to get exposure to these higher end plays, same as Circle of the Fire Kings. QCSR card has always been going up since it came out. Literally, the card was $2, now it says $2.50s. You have a couple one-ofs, and then the card is a $5 card. The walls are at 6 bones. 25 listings only. No one is paying attention to this. And I get it. I'm not saying it's the end-all, be-all. I'm not saying it's, you know, oh my God, Fire Kings are going to take the meta. It's not that. It's that there's people out there, they love the deck. They wanted to pick these cards up. Now the cards are getting reprinted. So definitely keep these in mind from Stampede. You definitely want to make sure you get that exposure if these are cards that you want and need. We have Mask Change and a Hero Lives and Extra Hero Cross Crusader. These hero cards, please. Most people with the tins and the bandless and the Duma Dimensions, they're forgetting about the new hero support. I think it comes in Phantom and that side set, Phantom Revenge or something like that. I'm not really sure, but we're getting new hero support eventually. You don't want to sleep on these cards. Right now, everyone forgot about the hero cards. Mass Change, $22 right here. It's been crashing down from the $35, $40 highs, you know, down close to 40, 50%. You pick it up now. Don't let this card become money again. Go back up to 30s and 40s down the line if this is the version that you want of Mass Change. A Hero Lives, same deal. Still single print. I'm sorry, single digis for this QCSR. Volume is coming in as of late. This card is still too cheap. This card can make a run for it. The card is A Hero Lives, is iconic. It's a classic Yu-Gi-Oh card, especially in hero builds. 53 listings, so the card is still readily available. But you're starting to see the curvature off the lows, the strong moves off the lows. Don't let this card go into the double digi range, become 15 to 20s and beyond one day. If you need this card, you pick it up at single digits from QCS. Quarter Century Stampede, guys. Don't sleep on those two cards. And then we have Extra Hero Cross Crusader. This QCSR is getting destroyed. On the 3-month chart, actually, let's go to the 6-month. When it came out, it was $14 to $15. Crazy. Then it crashed down to 8s. Then it crashed down to 5s. And now it's crashed down to new all-time lows. 3 bones, man. This is too cheap. 58 listings. If you need these in the 3s, you come in, you squeeze this into your cart some way, somehow. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. At all-time lows in the 3s. Crazy. This is too cheap. Too cheap. With hero support around the corner, it's just, it is what it is. It's too cheap, guys. Don't miss out. Pick it up. Pick it up via trade. Buy it. Get exposure to it. Once the new hero support comes out, card like this, if it hits double digis, no one would be surprised. We have Black Rose Dragon, alternate art. Right here, Quarter Century Secret Rare, going up 25-30% from the V-shaped recovery lows in the last 3 months after the announcement of new Black Rose support or Rose Dragon support. And, you know, the card hit almost 11s and right now is hovering just a tad bit under the double digi mark, $10. And yeah, you have 1-ofs and 2-ofs and it's right back up to 11, $12. So don't sleep on this one. This one could be 15 to 20s down the line for Stampede. No one would be surprised. Then we have Phoenix Cluster Amaryllis. That's what is this Phoenician? Cluster Amaryllis, I'm bad with names. This QCSR is $8, man. And what I like about it, volume is coming in as of late, but it's consolidating, guys. Like, this is what you want to see. What a beautiful chart on the 1 year, the 6 month, even the 3 month. You're starting to see that we curved into consolidation. Just beautiful. Now the volume candle coming in, confirming, you know, one of the largest candles on the yearly chart is confirming the potential reversal down the line. 46 listings is $8. Do not forget about this card. Them Eddie Edisons, man, they were paying like $60, $70, $80 for like the first set OGs. Now this is $8, 10x down, Quarter Century Secret Rare. Don't sleep on this card. These are cards that come out, people forget about. They're like, oh, I don't care about, I don't play Edison for, I don't do that. It's all about making money, man. You buy it at single digits today around 8s. This card could be 20, 30s one day. If it doesn't get another reprint like a Starlight Rare somewhere, it could become money. So as a Quarter Century Secret Rare, you want to keep this in mind. Cards that were worth money, guys. Doesn't just matter about modern and the meta. It was worth what it was worth. It was worth $50, $60, $70. So now it's down 10x for a higher rarity. You pick it up, man. You pick it up. You forget about it. Throw it in the investment binder. You come back one day and you're happy that you got exposure to the card. Easy money. Same as the Platinum Secret Rare. Doing the same thing as the Quarter Century in the sense where flash crash to the lows at shekels. Still, you have a couple 1-ofs here at shekels. But after that, you see it starting to, pop off on the monthly. Is starting its new uptrend. The trend is your friend until the end. Right now, higher highs and higher lows. Beautiful. That's what you want to start seeing here, curving towards the upside, guys. So again, we clean this up janitor style. We can see you have a couple sweet deals at the shekel mark, but again, you have two there at $1, but little by little it creeps up. $1.10, $1.25, then $1.50. Then you wake up one day and it's 2 to 3s. You're like, damn, where did this card's price go? What happened? And again, 79 listings, little by little, it becomes more scarce. People forget about it. The sell pressure came in, and then you have Eddie Edison's like, yo, I want to still play plant, man. I mean my cluster Amaryllis, and then the most budget version can go from 1 to 2 to 3s, from shekels to billies, literally, guys. You don't want to miss out on such a great penny stonk opportunity. And here we have Shaddoll Fusion, again, quarter century secret rare. The card went bonkers. It went from $12 into the 30s, the mid to high 30s, and now it's kind of coming down in price into the low 30s. And yes, there's still people playing the card inside, Shaddoll engines inside Draco Tails, things of that nature. 24 listings. So honestly, big picture, if you're like not playing the deck and you have this card, I'd be taking profits, man, because there's a lot of changes coming. The ban list came out, Doom and Dimensions came out. You just never know. Excuse me, guys. Card can flash crash back down into the 20s, maybe even into the teens as people move on to different decks. You definitely want to keep this in mind, where you don't want to leave this value on the table. We have Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. This card is sub $15 now, and it's just flash crashing here from 20s down to 1479s, but volume has been coming in. The largest volume candle in the last 90 days, recently coming in, couple one-ups here and there, and then the card eventually in page 2 reclaims the $20 mark and beyond. So long term, if you're looking for this card, if you play one of the past formats, or is this played in hat? I'm not sure. Yeah, this card is broken. Once we get another rank 4 pile, the next Rizio deck that plays this card could go crazy. It came in Stampede. Don't forget about it. Keep it in mind. We have Blue Eyes White Dragon. This alternate art is just crashing down to new lows. Wow. This card is essentially $40. 69 listings. Quickly does go towards the mid 40s and eventually towards 50s, on page 2. But right now, it's literally at all-time lows, guys. This card just keeps going down in price, keeps getting destroyed in price. Even though it's an alternate art, it's unique. Collectors can come in and have a unique card. I guess either Blue Eyes are too saturated, or maybe people just don't really like this artwork. So, definitely something to keep in mind. But the card is $40, with some sales even below 40s already, as some people just, if they're pulling this or they trade for this, they just want to move it, get their money and move on. So definitely an interesting take on that card. Then we have Dimension Wall and also Mystic Piper. I love cards like these that no one's looking at. And they're cheap. They're at all-time lows, under 2s, around 2s, and again, these cards in the future, they can be money. They can go from 250s to 5s and beyond. They can, just off scarcity. Because again, you would ask, who's buying these? Who's the volume? Who's these people buying these cards right now, right? They're not meta relevant, but there's always people. That's why it's a market. There's always people willing and able to buy at the right price. So again, at all-time lows, Dimension Wall is just a great historical card in essence. That again, people could come in. They're gonna always be buying this card. The card is just a great quarter century penny stonk to be picking up right now. Because pretty quick it goes to 250s and eventually it just becomes more scarce. So don't sleep on it. Same as Mystic Piper. This is another Amaryllis type of card in the sense that the secret rares, before this reprint used to be like $40, 30, 40, $50, just hard to get, super scarce just cuz. And now you have a quarter century secret rare at shekels, man. I mean, that's it's a buck of some change. But it's still pretty cheap. It does quickly go up to 2s, then a 3. So you see this in a binder, you want to pick these up, throw it in your cart. Not bad at all to get exposure to this one, because it might age well long term. Down the line, if it never gets another reprint, that type of thing, this card might be money down the line. So you don't want to sleep on cheap QCSRs, cheap quarter century secret rares, penny stonk quarter century secret rares from Stampede. there you go. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this market watch. Again, through the weekend, I just like, you know, going back to cards that people are not looking at, and certain, you know, like the Memento cards, making moves, things of that nature. Is all about staying informed. So make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, like the video on the way out. We gladly appreciate it. Make sure you share this in one place, in a group chat or with some friends. It really does help out, guys. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Guys, thank you so much for your time, for your support, for your attention. Stay fresh.